Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of podcast. This is your host Mrunmayee Khairnar and we are pleased to introduce Dr. Anupama, the Dean and Academic Coordinator of IBS Pune, a distinguished academic leader with over 22 years of experience in higher education. Dr. Anupama is known for her transformative approach to academic leadership, consistently driving excellence in teaching, research, and institutional development. Her areas of expertise include business analytics and business statistics, where she brings both depth and practical relevance to the classroom. So let's welcome her. Hello, ma'am.
Hi dear,
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm good, ma'am. Thank you for asking. So let's start with the very first question. Do you believe that case studies are very essential for management education?
Of course, they are essential for the management education because no doubts, if you want to solve the real problems, you require these case studies. No doubts in that. It's simple as simple like they are like business reality shows where there is everything is unscripted.
Very
When
true.
if it is unscripted, then you are the boss and you are required to dive in and you have to solve it. There is no option for us. So now, as simple one more example, we can look at like if you are doctor, you are a doctor when you are studying it. Now the diseases are always in the books. At one point you have to apply it, you have to solve them, and then only in the real life you could able to do it. In fact, it is a matter for even whether it is engineers or whether it is management students. Definitely they are related. Yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, does case studies prepare students for real world managerial roles?
Of course it will. Why? Because you are required to critically think. You have to act in the teams. You have to be part of the group, and then only you can resolve the issue. It's as simple. Once again, like flight simulators. The flight simulators, you see, they unless until you don't undergo this flight simulation, you can't withstand from any other weather conditions. So if you have to withstand for any conditions, it is required that the case studies are important.
I would say that is a very good example. So, ma'am, in your experience, what skills do students develop the most for analyzing cases?
There are a lot many skills that will be developed because it is we are looking at the students' viewpoint. So if there are 60 students are there in a session, so all 60 we are able to listen their viewpoints. First thing. Second is that in terms of the skills, one, the critical thinking, definitely the problem solving techniques, and the last one, if you look at the team, unless until you are with the team in the team, you can't solve the problem. So take once again a simulation of like you're working in a detective agency. Now you have to solve one question or we have to solve a problem. So you will be collecting different clues along with your team. You try to connect all those things and then keep it at one place and then try to solve the mystery. So it is definitely diving into the deep, and then it's fun because you're working with the team.
Okay. So, what do you think, ma'am? How should students approach case studies to get the most learning out of it?
Simple, like students approach like in the sense of like you're playing a business game, or it's like board game, any kind of a board game. How do you go ahead with the board games? When you're playing a board game, generally you try to evaluate the opponent, what is the move he is making, and then how to think, and then win. You have to make the moves according
Yes.
to the your opponent, and then you try to win. It's learning approach, but the thought process is there, but it is a meaningful thought process. So first you are looking at the opponent and then different alternatives, and then you are making your move and try to win the game. That's how it goes ahead. So that's the approach a student can follow.
Okay. So, my very last question to you is what advice would you give to students or young managers who want to make the most out of case based learnings?
Now, when you look at these, first and foremost thing is that you should be very curious. And then in this process of curiosity, you should never hesitate to challenge the assumptions. Yeah, what if? the questions of what if questions, you should be curious in finding out what if questions.
Yeah.
Second one is that if you look at this, you are required to plan, prepare, participate, and then present. If you go with this all four aspects, definitely you will be successful. Now, in the sense, no chef, no, he will never be hesitant or afraid of adding his secret ingredient. Why? Because he want to be successful. So we should embrace the uncertainty, especially the complexity. And when you are look at this, when you are trying to embrace them, you will definitely will be successful. You will be successful in any of the management role you take up.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks, dear.
Thank you for, being a speaker for our podcast.
My pleasure, and it's always interacting and seeing the students flourishing in their life. It's always a great pride for us.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Whatever you suggested, whatever you said was very informative.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you,
much.
dear.
Thank you for watching. If you like this podcast, please do like, share, and subscribe.